Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, I'll show you how to add watermark in your PDF pages from your Android app. So let's begin. So we'll create an empty project, empty activity. Name of the app, you can keep it anything. I'll just put watermark in PDF or watermark PDF app. And rest of the things I will leave as it is. So I'll be doing it for Android 11. Click finish. I'll wait for my IDE to load up. It may take a while. Once the ID loads up, this type of screen will come up. Perfect. So before we do anything in our main Java code, let's first implement the Gradle which we will be needing or which we will be using. So we will use something called iText. I've also shown how to use this particular dependency in my other videos as well, which some part of the code we will reuse from them. But here let's try to focus on how to add the watermark. So we are going to implement or use the implementation, and the object which we'll use is from iText PDF. So this is a third party library. So and the version I'm using is 5.5.10, but you can check if there is some later version available or not, and we can sync now. It may again take a while to sync depending upon yeah, if it's downloaded or not. So for me it was quick because I have used it previously. Perfect. And also some of the things which we'll do it in manifest file is will grant user the permission to read and write external storage memory. So it's always better to be on a safer side to give these permissions. Perfect. And what we'll do is in the design part, in the XML layout, probably what we'll do it is we'll not use this text view, the default which we get. We'll just keep two buttons. One is to create a PDF, so I'll just name it as create PDF, and the other one probably I'll just zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing over here. I'll just add constraints. So I'm just doing it fast here. I'm moving quick because you can watch my other videos to understand how to do layout designing. And I'll just add watermark. So add watermark. So I'm making it a separate two methods to make it very clear, amply clear that how to do it. It's pretty simple, but still I want to make it a little more discreet. Okay, so there are few warnings. It's just for hard coded text. We can just click fix, and again I think fix. It will automatically create the respective values in the resource file. So the values gets created is in this values folder. So if you see this text what we added, it gets converted into a particular resource. Nevertheless, it's not so important to know this as long as you have fixed all your warnings. So I think more or less from layout perspective we are done, and now I'll go to the main Java code. But before I do anything much, first I'll create two public methods: public void button create PDF. Again, you can name these methods anything. It's not necessary you have to keep it same, but I don't know why this. Yeah, okay, yeah, but just for better understanding, I keep it like that. And button add watermark. So these are the two methods which I have added. No, I think it should have been capital V. So it's case sensitive in Android Studio, so be careful about that. I go back to my layout and quickly for each of these buttons I will go and search for an attribute called on click. And here, no, I think I did a mistake because I wanted to create a PDF, yeah, with this button, and with the add watermark I'll just associate it with the button add watermark. Yeah, okay. So I think more or less from layout perspective we're done. Now we can completely switch to our Java code. And before we do anything much, let's first give the permission, the permissions which we have defined in the manifest file, the read and write external storage. So we'll just try to give that, and new string, and here we will just create manifest dot permission dot, no, not phone state, sorry, I think it should be read external storage comma write external storage, right. So right external storage is not coming. So I think the mistake which I am doing over here is I am not, yeah, it's a object in the manifest, within manifest. So I should do this first, yeah, of course, and then the last argument will be package manager permission granted. Perfect. So this line will ensure that we get the permission to access the storage of the phone from our app. Maintenance is by default is given, but it's always safer to put this as a separate call in your app. Now we'll start for the create PDF and button add mark. So create PDF, I will reuse the code which I've showed in one of my previous videos. I'll just quickly go to my website. So the my page, you can go here how to create and read PDFs in Android 11 app. So there I have created a couple of methods. So one was this button create PDF, and the other one was button read PDF. So I'll reuse this part, the first part. We can again redo it, but no point spending time again. I want to focus, as I told, on this second method in this particular video. So here I just copy pasted the code from there. It was pretty simple, and so once this prompts, just press Alt Enter so that the um, respective classes are imported. You can go and check these things will get imported over on the top, and also you can do this Alt Enter, and okay. So here it's asking whether I want to edit text. Okay, so in that previous app I think I included also an edit text in my layout. So okay, we'll do that same thing over here. We will include an edit text. Say for example, no, not a text view. I go to text and it should be a plain text, or probably what I can do is I can do for multi-line text. Yeah, and little different this time. And in this multi-line text I can just give it a same idea as edit text, and I can just add the constraints. Probably I can, this is still a warning, or not a warning, it's an error it says. So autofill I can probably say fix. I think okay, before that probably I'll go and do something like there's something called hint, an attribute called hint. So I can just enter some hint here, enter the text here, okay, and then there is a warning of hard coded text. Just click OK, and I don't know why this is giving. I can just, I think I can ignore this, and I can ignore the first one as well, the no speakable. This one also ignore. This should be fine. And this compilation error is coming because of here. I think once we fix this it will go away. So let's try to fix one by one. So this Alt Enter will take care of this. I don't think I'm including text view here, so I'll just remove this part. And for edit text I'll just come up and create a class variable called, not protected, I'll create a private class variable called edit text. Perfect. So, and now I'll assign it find view by id r dot id dot edit text. I'm not sure, I'll have to go and check in the layout again. So let me go back to the layout and see why. Okay, this file I'll of course create. For the timing I'm just commenting out this line so that there is no more error. I go back here to check what was the ID. So I think it is still multi-line. I removed that multi-line as far as I remember, but I am not sure why it didn't happen. So if I remove refactor everywhere, so it will take care of the refactoring in my Java code as well, is what I'm expecting. Yeah, it took care at line number 27 as well. And if I close this, I'm not sure why this errors are still there. So I did ignore. So it's just some rendering problem. So for the timing we'll ignore, and let's proceed. Okay, so now we need to define a file variable, and for the file variable, for the file variable again we can go back and check in our previous code. So what we did was we created a file variable using the string like this, but I think it won't work out. But let me copy paste for the timing and see what will be the problem here. So problem is basically if you see in the environment variable, this is a deprecated, no more, it doesn't exist anymore. So what we'll do is we will not use the external storage directory anymore. We'll use something called as get external files directory, which is specific to each app. So what I will do is I probably don't need this at all, and so I will not need also this file variable will keep, of course. And I'll also create another file called file with watermark. So once my watermark is done, I'll create another separate file so that to show the difference. And we'll create these two files in our own create method. So we can create using this new file, and then we can use the API called get external files directory. This is nothing but the files directory of the particular app. This is app specific. We'll see shortly when we run it in our emulator how it comes up. File type we can keep it null just to keep it simple, and then we can give any name to this particular file. So say for example, we can give it programmer world.pdf, and that's all is what I think. And similarly we can do for the other one, the file watermark. So I copy pasted the previous line and file watermark, and rest of the things will remain same, but probably I'll rename this file as something like watermark, just to make it very clear that it's a watermark.pdf. Okay, so we have created the files here, and this create pdf method is seems to be fine. We'll test it shortly, but let me complete the other method as well, which is nothing but the button add watermark. So to add the watermark, something we need is a method called pdf stamper. So if I just add pdf temple, so this is a part of the itext library, so it may not immediately come up, so you may have to type and then it will prompt you to import that particular class. So if I go up and try to see, it should have been imported here. So you can even import first and then type it, or otherwise you type in Android Studio will smartly anyway give you that option. And in this pdf stamper, what you will need is we'll create this new pdf stamper, and for this we'll need a pdf reader, like the file whatever we have created a file above this programmer world.pdf, we need to read this particular file. So what we can do it is we can first create a pdf reader here. Again same thing, so just press alt enter and it will take care. And pdf reader, and this will be new pdf reader, and of course the itext the pdf file name we have to give here, so we can get the file and then probably the path, get path. So this will take care of this, and it's prompting you some error. So probably if I press alt enter, so it's asking me. Okay, so there is always an IO exceptions, chances are there whenever you are reading a particular file. There is always a chance it's trying to be a safer side, so we'll use try catch to surround it using the try catch, so that if there is any exception it gets caught. And in fact we'll keep the complete code inside this try subroutine. And over here in the pdf stamper, what we can do it is we can use a pdf reader which we have just now created above, and then we can use the file output stream, the place where we have to write the particular file, and the particular file is nothing but a watermark. This will be my output file where we want to write it. Okay, and again there is some kind of add catch clause. Okay, so expectation it may give some other kind of exception, so better to have a very generic exception rather than, okay, it depends upon your coding style. If you want to keep adding the different catch clauses, you can keep adding, otherwise I just prefer to have one exception, and that takes care of all the kinds of exception which can be thrown within the from within this particular method. Okay, so once we have done it, what else we'll need is we'll need something called pdf content byte. Okay, and again I think if I press, yeah, alt enter, and it will take care of that. And in this pdf content byte we'll just use the pdf stamper what we created above, and there's a couple of methods here, get over content, under content, all those things. So we'll use the over content method to write, or this is the main way it will write the particular watermark. And then the page number, please note the page number starts from first page number. So here if you are having multiple pages, you may have to iterate in the for loop, but for simplicity I'll just take first page and just do it on that one page over here, and that's it. And then what else we'll do is we'll just put the text or the watermark on this particular PDF content byte, which will make sure that it goes like a stamp on this particular page whatever we are creating here. So for that there is a method called column text dot, so and then show text align, yes. And over here, so we can use the PDF content byte, of course that will be our first input or argument where we have to write. And then the alignment, so alignment, for alignment there will be lots of options, so we can align whether we want to align to baseline, bottom, center, and blah blah. So I think I'll go with the center option for over here, so because yeah. And then phrase, so yeah, here the text which we want to print, it could be an image also, a phrase, so I'll just go with the phrase option, so new phrase. And the phrase could be, I'll just probably put programmer world, my portal name. And then so let's just go to the next line. What does it needs is float x and y, these are the positions where you want to start it. So probably for simplicity I'll start at 100, and y should be 200 probably. Okay, it's just a wild guess. We'll define it probably after some time. And then the last argument is rotation, what is the degrees of rotation I want, so I can keep it 0 or what, so I will just probably go for 45 degrees rotation. Let's see how it comes up. Okay, so that's all. There are a few more attributes I'll show, but first let me run this and see how it comes up, and then I'll show how other attributes we can set to make it more good. So and then I can just close the both PDF stamper and PDF close over here, and that's all. I will run the app in my emulator and see how it comes up. So yeah, you may have to wait for the emulator to come up for a while. So once the build is successful, the emulator should come up and it should try to open the app. So that's what I'm seeing in my emulator, is trying to open the app, and the first thing it's trying to ask is whether I can access the media on my device or not. Do allow, and this particular option is showing because of this particular line number 42, because we are requesting the permission from the user. So just click on allow, and then it will allow the user, and then we can test this particular app. So first let me test by creating a PDF. So I'll just type randomly something, programmer world a app test. It's a multiple lines, so we can go ahead, but let me keep it simple, and just I click create PDF. And no, I think it should have got created a PDF first. Let me go and check in my files. So I think the app name is watermark PDF, so I'm not sure if this is the one. Yeah, watermark PDF and files, and yeah, this is one PDF which I just now created, programmable app test, that's what we wrote. Yeah, perfect. And now we can test our second method, which is nothing but, okay, I'll just go quickly to my second method, which is like add watermark. I click on this and let's see what happens. So of course we could have made it more beautiful, we could have put some text view to show whether it's successful or not, but I go back to that same folder, and yeah, if you notice the second PDF has got created with watermark.pdf, and if open is, wow, wonderful. So I can see a watermark appearing here, but if you can notice it's very much down over here. It's, somewhere center would have been better with a probably a little bigger font size and a bit partial. So let's not decorate, or let's see what all attributes which we can set for our particular app over here. So we can do one thing, we can keep it side by side open, so that we can try to work on this. So this first method I'll not touch it. It looks fine. Or we can do one more thing over here. So what I can what I can see is right now, whatever the string, whatever the text we type over here, it gets printed only one time. So why not to have it fill these pages? I'll just do one thing. I will just quickly create a for loop here, It's not required, by the way. If you are doing it for a bigger PDF, anyway you'll have the text all over your PDF. But just to quickly fill this one, I'm just doing it probably less than 15. I want to repeat this 15 times or probably 20 times, and then I plus plus, and then what I'll do is I'll use the string PDF to append plus, and of course new line. And in this new line, after printing a new line, I'll just add this string PDF, and probably let me add one more new line just for fun. Yeah, so I think this will take care of the creation of the PDF file with lots of text here. Even if we type just one line, it will create the whole PDF. But the major part which I wanted to do is over here in this button add mark. Yeah, this particular method. Yeah, so over here what we can do it is, first thing is we have right now hard coded the position. So let's bring it to the center. So how we can bring it to the center is, we can create some float variable, say for example float x. Okay, before creating float, let me create something called as rectangle, so that I get the page of the page size, size of the page in the rectangle format. And over here in this page, what I'll do is I'll just use the PDF reader, get page size, and here index also, please note it's a page number, so you should start with it starts with 1, so please be careful about that. Don't get confused. Although it says index, but it's not 0, it's 1. Okay, so now over here float x is nothing but a width of this page. So what we can do it is we can just get this whatever the rectangle page size, and then the left side of the, probably we can get left, and then we can also probably get the right side. And I'll just show you what we can do over here, how easy it is. Get right, so this will give me both the left and the right index of this, and then we can divide by 2, so that we get the average, so we get a center point of this particular we can say pixel, so I don't know, yeah, the values of the position of this particular sheet. Similarly for the y, which is the my vertical position, we'll do is we'll use the, of course, the same variable, but this time we'll use top and bottom. So get top plus, and by taking this average, it's pretty much safe that the chances of error is very less over here. And again I will do divide by 2, and of course I missed one particular bracket on this side, so one bracket here. So this will give me the position of the center position, so that's what I'll use. So x is what I'll use here, and then I'll use y over here, y variable. You can, oh, let me show horizontal mid position. It's a bit long, but it's sometimes easy to understand. And this is vertical mid position. So I'll use this particular variables, control C. Instead of y, I'll use this control, and then instead of x, I'll use horizontal mid position. Perfect. But you could have left x and y also, but it's more easy for me to understand now. Okay, so this will take over the position. What else we'll need? We'll need to probably, okay, rotation is I think fine, 45 degrees, but I think I will like to see it a little bigger. So what I can do it is probably over here, I'll just bring a new, sorry about that, yeah, I'll bring a new attribute called font. So I can add in the phrase also something called font over here. So the method I'll use is new font, which is again a part of the iText library only, please note about that. And I can add the font family. So there are lots of font options given, Helvetica, and then Courier, and then Times Roman. Let me try with Times Roman. To be honest, I never tried Times Roman, but we can try others as well. And then the font size, probably, so font size probably, let me go for 45. I'm just using randomly, to be honest, so you can also play with these options here. Okay, this indentation I will take care later, but yeah, so this will take care of my font size. What else? Probably I will also like to make it is of same color, is same dark, so I'll like to make it a little bit more transparent. Okay, so for that I'll add a variable. I'll create another object over here. So that's object is basically that's the graphics state which we have to set. So PDF G state is the, yeah. So I'll just create this quickly, and then I'll use this uh, PDF G state to set the, no, I think I should have used the full stop, set fill opacity, and here you can use any float number. So I'll probably go with 0.25f, but you can set your opacity, how much opaque, or I think by default it will be 1 right now, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to make it a bit more opaque. And then we can set it in our PDF content byte, set G state, and then I can use the perfect. I think these few things will take care. Before I go on, what I'll do is I'll do a control A and go to code, and then auto intent lines. So just click on this. It will automatically take care of all your enters and tabs and whatever things would have gone wrong by any chance. Okay, so my app should relaunch now, and now I'll just type some text, probably second test by programmer world. Yeah, I think again my spelling is wrong, but yeah, okay. So and I click on create PDF. I assume the PDF is created correctly, and now I click on add watermark, or probably it's taking a while, I think, to complete the process. So it seems like it's taking a pretty long time. So what I think is this 20 what we have done over here, it is for 20 times. It's a bit long probably. So just for simplicity, I'm just changing it to 10, or as I'll make it even a smaller number as 5, and then run my app, because I just wanted to repeat few text, nothing more. I don't want to waste too much of time here. So PDF, I'll just say, okay, I think I did something wrong here. Yeah, PDF created. That's it. Probably short and simple. I think something got created, and then I click on this add watermark. So I think something happened, because, and then now I switch back, and over here what I can see is both the PDFs is created. So first let me see the simple PDF. So what happens here? So that's what. So PDF created got repeated, like, I think many times, although it was just 5 times. But anyway, what I'm interested is in this watermark. So what we can see is it's very beautiful watermark in Scrum Programmer World. Is in the background is a bit gray, and the gray part is probably because of this opacity what we have done set over here. And this rotation is taking care of the degrees of rotation. This is Times Roman is the font. You can control the font size as 45. Okay, and yeah, so everything, yeah, set over here. Yeah, so that's all. I just want to repeat one thing. So please note here we have taken care of just one page. If you have to do it for more than one page, you have to iterate it in the for loop over here, and that's the only other thing which is left over here. But rest of the things looks good over here. So that's all I wanted to show in this particular video. Just very easy to give the watermark. Is basically the method which you have to use is PDF stamper from the iText library, and that's all. So I hope you like this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please put in the comment section. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And